Steph, so when you come to Rome, what's your favorite cheat meal that you like to have in Italy?
Ooh, I don't know.
So many good Italian food, not only in Rome, but
Here it's tough to find not good places to eat. I think it's impossible, but
Ooh, yes, it would be a lot of nice pasta, just a lot of carbohydrates, pasta, and a lot of gelato. It's incredible. It's probably the best in the world here in Rome.
yeah.
Yeah, here I like carbonara, gricia. The food in Italy, I think, is unbelievable in every part of Italy.
I don't know, to be honest. In Italy in general, it's just, I love being here. I've been going to Italy for a couple of years for holidays in my holiday in the summer, and I love it. It's a great country to go for pleasure, not always just business. But for us, it's mostly business, and every time we're in Rome, we sort of have to be strict with our diet and try to eat the right things. But you know, every once in a while, I can't stand the tease of having a good gelato.
but for sure, you know, if you eat carbonara, cacio e pepe, this is very very good. Good pastas. If you like pasta, obviously pizza in Italy is very good. You will not die with the food here.
And in my city as well, there are a lot of dishes, and you can choose everything, and it's good.
No, I'm not really good. I don't like desserts. I don't like sweets. I would say. I don't know. The first evening we were in one really good restaurant, and they were bringing some good starters. That was like empanada. I don't know, man. Don't make me crazy. Japanese, man. One good
in Rome?
Yes, one good Japanese in Rome.
I think it's typically pasta and for sure tiramisu.
Tiramisu.
Love tiramisu.
Favorite cheat meal, the gelato is my favorite cheat meal in Italy. I enjoy it so much. They know how to do it. It's just as if somehow we are aligned. It's destiny to be eating this thing. It's the best.
We went, actually it's more Turin, but we went the first day with my wife to Tartufi restaurant with a lot of truffles. They can put truffles on every dish there, and that was nice. And I would say, you know, tiramisu, you know, just tiramisu is always good here. I don't think it's possible to find a bad tiramisu. Actually, I'm wondering if it's possible to find a bad tiramisu. I'm gonna be like, okay, that's not so good for Italy, but if not, yeah, I had already two, I think.
And the discussion was for carbonara. Do you use eggs and cream or just eggs?
Just eggs, no cream, please.
Really?
Yeah.
It is the 80th edition of this tournament here in Rome. It's a lot of history. You must get that sense walking through the grounds.
Yeah. You see all the stadium's quite old. You know, sculptures and stuff like that, and everybody, how excited I get for the event. Here I have a older coach in Wayne Ferreira, and he's telling me he played here back in the day, so I know there's a lot of history here. If he was playing here, I always make fun of him that he's old, but yeah, a lot of history with this event.
Have you walked through the tunnel, the wall of fame down there? And what do you think the significance is of this tour?
Yeah, I have walked many times, so I might, you know, the usual ATP game. I might even do not so bad, even if I for sure will stump at one point. But yeah, I walked it many years, and I love it. It's great to see this tunnel and all the winners. And I think, yeah, it's probably, if not the best, one of the best tennis clubs in the world, because it's actually a tennis club. I don't think they use it for any other events, and it's just very beautiful, a beautiful city, beautiful site. They, I think, improved a lot, even if I didn't see everything yet. This year, with the bigger draw, they made a bigger sites for players, lounges. So I love this tournament. I never won here a match, so I'm going to try to do it this year.
And that's something you're not used to, obviously, to come to a tournament where you've never won a match.
Yeah, the thing is that on clay, much tougher for me. A lot of things can need to click. Yeah, I'm not gonna go that much into details about all my matches I lost here. There was one I think was upset in the break. Actually, my first time here, didn't manage to win it. So gonna have to try better this year.
You mentioned Novak. This is the first week, I think, this year when you have both been in the same tournament at the same time. The fans, of course, are so excited about the prospect of another meeting between you. I know you'll tell me there are a lot of matches you have to play before that, but what do you think about the possibility?
It could be great, you know. Of course, playing against the best tennis player in the world right now, and playing against one of the best tennis players in history, it's great, you know. I always say that if you want to be the best, you have to beat the best. And for me, it could be great to meet him in the final. That means that I will be playing a great level, you know, and I could get through a lot of tough matches. So it could be great. But as you said, you know, match by match.
Of course.
You've never actually played in the same tournament this year as Carlos Alcaraz. How much would you want to play him?
Well, if I get to play him, it will be in the finals. So I hope it comes to that. Honestly, I think we both would love to play finals and against each other, but I think it would be disrespectful towards the other players if we talk too much about that matchup. You know, it's just the beginning of the tournament, so there's a lot of great players. But yeah, it's strange that this is the first time that we are in 2023 in the same draw. You know, he didn't play in Australia. I didn't play in States and in Madrid. I mean, he's playing as good as he can play. You know, I mean, he's playing in impressive form, and we've seen that in Barcelona, Madrid last year, and then this year again. Definitely a player to beat on clay, on any other surface too, for that matter, but especially on clay.
What is your favorite surface?
I don't have one. As you said, I have now the percentage show that I don't have a favorite one. So.
Not even now.
No, I mean the biggest title I won on clay, and I think my first ever title I won also on clay in Umag. But then I won a lot of indoor tournaments, hard court tournaments. I did even grass. My first ever quarterfinal was on grass. Then also one more final on grass. I became top 100 on a grass tournament for the first time. When I break through, it was on a grass tournament.
I mean, Rublev, you've got this special connection because he's now godfather to your daughter. How is that? How nice is that to have that connection? Because that goes beyond tennis, right?
Yeah, we have a great connection with Andre, and I think that became stronger throughout the years. It's you never know with tennis. We're all competitive, so with some players from junior days, we were, let's call it, less close than we were before because of different reasons. You know, everyone living their adult life, which in juniors was not the case. There is like 60 players all sticking together, and with Rublev, it actually I think became stronger and stronger throughout the years. We're just great friends, and we know that we can rely on each other, and that's great to know.
What's it going to take? What's going to bless you.
I think allergy pills. God.
You had some recognition this week at the Laureate Sports Awards as well, getting their Breakthrough of the Year award. What was that like?
Well, it was amazing. You know, it was crazy for me to receive that big award. You know, and of course being around by great athletes. You know, great persons. It was an unbelievable experience for me.
Lionel Messi, was that special? What did he say to you?
Well, I just say hello to him. You know, how are you? And it was great to meet him. I couldn't talk with him a bit more, but obviously it was a great experience for me.
I was never really a big party guy myself, but you know, when you're young, of course, these are times that you spend lots of time with friends, and you spend lots of times doing irresponsible things, let's say, that you wouldn't otherwise do if you're a top professional tennis player. So these are fun times for sure. when you are able to go out, when you're able to stay up late, when you're able to have anything you want without thinking how you might feel the next day. And this is something that I've been very professional regarding in my everyday life. And somehow I wish I could be more relaxed in that sense and let go. But at the same time, it's a blessing that I get to be so professional and get to experience pressure in my everyday life, because I feel like that makes me better.
Talk to me about what's been happening in the last few weeks.
I don't know, looks like not many things, but in the same time, I did the title, Monte Carlo final next week, and then title in doubles in Madrid. So, I don't know. If you see from one point of view, I win a single, I lost final, and I lost single. But if you look from another point of view, it looks like I did 3 finals in a row, and 2 of them I won.
Who's someone you like to watch on clay?
Well, I would say Novak. Why? Because in a way I feel like his game is not 100% suited for clay, and yet even here I think he won 5 times. I saw in the tunnel. I mean, Madrid he won many times. Roland Garros he won 2 times. Yeah, but anyway, his clay court titles are as impressive as anywhere else, even if because of Rafa he has less than he could have had, and that's normal. So that's what impresses me, because in my opinion it's how he handles everything, like he does in everyday tennis life. In my opinion, yeah, if it would be someone else, he would have less titles.
What about Rublev?
He plays well on clay. But in my opinion, he has a very suitable game for clay, like kind of solid, quite solid backhand, and as soon as he turns around with the forehand, he can move you right and left on hard courts. It's even better on clay courts. So I said it, I think, in Indian Wells. I don't know if it was you, but someone asked me who's going to be new Masters 1000 winner this year, and I said Ruud and Rublev on clay. So Ruud didn't manage to get it yet. Rublev got it already. Ruud has last chance here, I think. So yeah, we'll see.
I know you haven't played much, just the one time, but the rankings say it's Novak and Carlos, Carlos and Novak. Do you consider him to be your biggest rival at the moment?
Well, in the rankings probably, but of course there are really tough opponents, tough players.
I can't take anybody else but Nadal as my biggest rival. As long as Nadal is playing, as long as I'm playing, Nadal is always my biggest rival, regardless of the rankings or what's going on the tour.
Have great and tough matches against a lot of players. Probably Yannick right now is my biggest opponent, and that we had really great matches, but at the same time really tough ones. But obviously Novak, as he's still playing, he's one of the best tennis players in the world, and he's going to be the best rival for everyone. But I have a lot of players.
Just because of the history of our rivalry and everything, of course I have tons of respect for Alcaraz, but he just came on the tour the last couple of years, and there's some other players that are out there, like Medvedev. I had some great matchups with him, but Nadal and myself, we go back a long time, so definitely he comes in front.
The crowd, I get an extra sense you're really keen to be a part of. I mean, you were speaking in Madrid about getting dirty and putting in the effort on the clay, and that's the kind of tennis that obviously they love to see here.
Yeah, they like passion. They like when the player fights until the end. And I've seen a bunch of finals here with Rafa. I don't know if Roger made the final, but Rafa and Novak, they played plenty of times in the final, and it's always been an amazing final. Fighting till the end, and this is what you can always control. Fight till the end. So that's what I'm going to try to do.
You had some recognition this week at the Laureate Sports Awards as well, getting their Breakthrough of the Year award. What was that like?
Well, it was amazing. It was crazy for me to receive that big award, you know, and of course being around by great athletes, you know, great persons. It was an unbelievable experience for me.
Lionel Messi, was that special? What did he say to you?
Well, I just say hello to him, you know, how are you? And it was great to meet him. I couldn't talk with him a bit more, but obviously it was a great experience for me.
If you had to show your kids one of your most memorable matches here in Rome on YouTube, which one would you pick?
Against Andy Murray,
Yeah.
semi-finals of 2011. That probably is the one that stands out. I had some epic matches with Nadal, of course, you know, Roger, and over the years. But that one, I think it was 7-6 in the third set, went late into night. Yeah, that's the one I would pick.
What's something that you feel like you're doing better now on clay?
Moving, because every time I step out on clay, first 2-3 weeks to move is really tough for me. To slide, I slide 10 times better on hard courts because it's actually so much easier to stop on hard courts after you start to slide because so much more grip. And on clay, when I go out on clay, like as soon as I slide, I just cannot stop anymore. So now I'm doing it better and better, and I love it.
It's like skiing.
Yeah, exactly. And I just don't slide at good moments, so I really need to practice this a lot. And sometimes you don't have time for it. Now I had some time, so I'm much better.
And I guess at an event like that, it feels like you're representing yourself, of course, but you're representing the sport of tennis as well, in a way. Is it important that you represent the sport in a good way?
Yes, yes, of course. I mean, as Federer, Djokovic, Rafa did, that they won multiples laureus, you know, but the big ones, and starting from the bottom. But yeah, it's great.